Thanks for joining me. In today's edition of Wood W530 Tech, I'm going to talk about the benefits of solid state disks and how it can be a good alternative of a full upgrade of your system. In my opinion, it's a worthy alternative, and I will show you today real-world performance of system boot up and actual usage of your system while using solid-state disk. And also, at the end of this video today, I am going to give you some tips of how to implement a solid-state disk. So please stay tuned for today's edition. Now here's another showdown how fast the machine is. Now I'm restarting the machine here, and this will show you how fast the machine is at warm booting. Now to show you how fast it will open. Example of application such as Microsoft Word. As you can see, it boots right up. You see, this machine is equipped with a Samsung SSD. And I'll open up Adobe Illustrator. Show you how fast it is. Open up that application. Usually I use this machine for video editing. And this is how fast the machine is for Adobe Illustrator. Now the second time I'll do it when I'm closing it. Now when I install it next time, it's slightly faster because it's used up some resources and memory, which this machine has got 16 gigabytes of RAM in this unit, and it's got a 1 terabyte Samsung SSD. So this machine is pretty high spec for its age, which can probably rival even a Mac. Because this machine, when I bought this machine, it was considered pretty powerful. Now I can actually open up a virtual box with great amount of ease. Now I've actually got here Linux here. Now I can open up Linux here, even another copy Windows 10 at great amount of ease as well. And the advantages of a virtual box is you can run more than one operating system on your system. And that makes it very, very, very useful for technicians to test different operating systems without reformatting the hard drive. It's a very, very handy thing to have. Oracle virtual machines are very, very handy when it comes for doing technical work. Virtual boxes are very, very handy when it actually comes to using different operating systems with formatting your hard drive. Because I've got so much memory on my laptop, I can do that. I can run up to at least 6 virtual machines at good ease. Doesn't matter what they are. Linux, Windows 10, even DOS. DOS doesn't. I've even got DOS on there. Look. Now, I'm going to show you what Linux. I'm now running Ubuntu Linux. Now, I can actually make this, at least make it full screen. Make it full screen. Now, when I first installed Linux on this unit, it was an absolute bitch. It was an absolute bitch to get it going. There you go, there's Linux there. Linux, full-blown Linux. Now, to the average person, they will think you're running Linux on this machine, when really in reality you're running Windows in front of it. Now, here you go. Now I'm going to open up Firefox. Because of the virtual machine, it takes a bit more longer. That's just normal. Depends how much acceleration, how many CPUs you're using up on a virtual box. And Ubuntu usually is slow anyway, usually on virtual machines. So here you go, I'm running a virtual box. Even internet connected, and I'll prove it to you. Test, just type in a term, type any term I like. I can type in test and press enter. The downfall of having a virtual box is that it takes a little bit. The machine performance is a little bit low, a little bit lower with a virtual box because it takes up a lot of system resources. However, I can go into Task Manager and look at the system resources I'm using up on the system. Now I can go to, what I'll do now is I'll click on the performance on the Performance tab on Task Manager, and open up Open Resource Monitor. This usually tells you how much resources you're using up on your machine, and each operating system's different. Every operating system has this, depending if it's Mac or Windows. It's all the same principle. But, however, the Mac uses a Darwin kernel. Windows uses a different type of kernel altogether. Mac is actually based on Linux. Here you go. That is how much memory. This laptop is using up at the moment. 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it's only using up at least about 4 gigabytes of memory at the moment on system resources, and I've got about 4 megabytes free. So pretty much, Windows can live with less than Windows can live at 4 megabytes of memory, 4 gigabytes of memory, and as long as you're going to SSD, you're still going to get good performance, because the SSD uses a memory type, a similar type of memory technology, which is non-volatile memory, which you can save stuff like a USB stick. Not volatile RAM, non-volatile memory, which means that you can. It's not like RAM. With RAM, when you turn off your system, the memory gets wiped out. But a solid state disk is like a hard drive, and it's permanent. It's like permanent storage. However, SSDs have got a limited writing cycle on a solid state disk, and if you keep on writing on the same sector all the time, you can actually lose that sector, wear it out, and you can actually lose capacity on your solid state disk. So pretty much you have to replace your solid state disk every so often to get the best performance. But I've used this machine with the same SSD since 2014, and I have not had hardly no problems with the machine. I have experienced pretty good performance on this laptop. But the thing is, you do not run defrag. The other thing about solid state disks, you do not run defrag on them because it uses up the writing cycles. Defrag was used on hard drives, on ordinary hard drives, because the hard drive relies on platters and heads, when solid state disk works more like memory does. Solid state drives usually do not need to be defragged, because the hard drive has actually have a lot more better access, faster access than the hard drives got. Hard drives are actually now basically on the way out as a primary hard drive. Hard drives today are mainly used for storage, not as boot up. Solid state drives are used more in boot up today than traditional hard drives are now. Because now the solid state disk is taken over than the ordinary hard drives are. So basically, more and more people are upgrading SSD for better performance. Now, when I switch over from SSD from an ordinary hard drive, the performance, even on the same hardware, very, very. The performance on the machine dramatically, significantly increased. The performance increase is very, very. beg your pardon, significant. So pretty much the performance does really increase when you switch over to an SSD. Even on the same hardware, I can do tests that I can do time testing from a difference from a traditional hard disk to a solid state disk, and you would notice the speed difference between the two of them. The speed difference of boot up and actual usage of the window of the machine is greatly improved, because the hard drive is always the traditional hard drive usually always have been a bottleneck in performance. As soon as you put a solid state disk in it, even in an old machine, doesn't matter what it is, it mostly always improves in performance. Doesn't matter how old the system is. Therefore, in my opinion, it's actually quite a good alternative to a new machine. That's as if you do a you can actually do a what you can do, you can actually just do a you can actually just do a hard disk clone on the hard drive, and actually that's mostly okay. All you have on the same hardware, all you have to do is it will upset the activation of your software, but generally with hardware changes, you usually can just reactivate your software with no trouble at all. That's as if you don't change both the motherboard and the hard drive. So when you do that, it gets a little bit stroppy with you. But if you just swap over the hard drive, it's basically okay. Anyhow, a tech tip, an end note for my tech tip for today's session. Always make sure your system is cleaned of spyware. There's two software packages I use to clean it. That one is Super Anti-Spyware. That's a pretty good one. Malwarebytes and MZ, Emergency Kit. Those three software packages are very good of cleaning out your spyware. However, I do recommend that before you're doing that, you do a system file check, you run CCleaner, and you run the junk removal tool. Those things there are good preparation to clean up your spyware. It cleans out your machine's registry, but as far as I know, Macs don't have this problem. Only Windows machines have got this problem. Somebody can correct me if they so wish in the comment below. But in my experience, I have never hardly seen a Mac with spyware issues. And I don't know, it's because of the system architecture being Linux based. I don't know. But Macs seem always at a traditional level of being virus and spyware immune. But the thing is, it's always a good idea to keep your Mac clean with spyware just in case, and run a antivirus software package on your Mac as well. That's my recommendation for you. I've been working on computers for probably about at least 25 years all up, and 7 years as professional in a shop, computer shop I work in for the last 7 years. And most of the time I've seen professionally and personally with computer repair, it's mostly software related. And most of the time in my early years, I've only seen when I was working with DOS applications, when I was setting up DOS machines back in the 90s, there's always had configuration issue confuses it all to accept back. But ever since Windows 95 and plug and play, basically it's all right when you do drivers and all that now. But back in the DOS days, it was a bit of a pain in the bum. Anyhow, thanks for watching this video today, and I hope I have helped you. Thank you. And in this video, here's the funny side, and also the thing is, videos don't come according to plan when you're recording video. However, here's some bloopers during the making of this video. Thanks for joining me. In today's edition of Wood WS82 video I'm going to discuss about solid state disks and the real world performance on an actual laptop. I'm going to discuss today that I'm trying to say in today's video that solid state drives are a good alternative for buying a whole new computer. Thanks for joining me today.